Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome or welcome back to Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura and the continuing curious cases of Dr. B. Unni, Esquire. We are well into what I would consider to be the second half of the game, especially story-wise. Progress-wise, of course, we're probably quite a bit beyond that. We have explored most, not all, but the overwhelming majority of... Oh, right. Oh, right. Of, locations out on the world map. I forgot about that. Okay. Well. That's alright. That kind of needed to happen, actually. I say, you're the woman that survived that awful blimp crash. Awful business, really. Hello, sir. Can I ask your name? Well, I'm David Witt, owner of this here farm. And what do you grow here? I don't actually grow anything. This is a fur farm. I raise rabbits. My furs are considered the softest, finest quality pelts in all the land. You'll find my products in all sorts of finery, in the trim of a lady's ball gown, lining the inside of a gentleman's winter cloak, even swaddling the newly born nobility. Well, it sounds as if you do quite well for yourself. Yeah, I've done all right for my daughter and myself. At least, I was. Was? And what happened? Something very strange has been happening lately. Every night, one of my rabbits is killed and partially devoured. The signs indicate a large beast of some sort, but no one else in this area is being bothered or has seen anything strange. If you're available, I'd really appreciate some help figuring it out. I'll try. How long has this been going on for? The killings have been happening for nearly a full lunar turn. If things keep up at this rate, I'll be ruined within another 2. Rabbits breed quickly, but not that quickly. What about a dog? Do you own a dog? Or perhaps it's a wolf? There aren't many wolves around for miles. I don't own a dog. Tried that before. Too much trouble keeping them from scaring the rabbits. Never had one that ate them, though. Puzzling. Is there anyone else I can speak to? My daughter lives with me. You can talk to her if you'd like. She's been missing a lot of nights. Suspect she's sneaking out to see her betrothed. To be young again. Let me talk to her. I'll see if I can find out anything else. Indeed, let's speak to her. We're on the case. You are welcome here, madam. Hello. May I ask your name? My name is Cynthia. Can I help you with something? I'd like to talk to you about the rabbit slayings. Oh, it is awful. The poor things devoured at night by some horrible beast. How do you know it's a horrible beast? Well, I don't know for certain. It is just that I have these nightmares about it every night. I dream some horrific beast attacks and devours one of my rabbits, and every morning I awaken to find it's true. Please, help us find what is doing this. Have you seen anything? Perhaps as you return from your tryst? Oh, no. Is that what Father told you? I was seeing my betrothed for a time, but I've been so exhausted lately I've not been awakening to make our rendezvous. Exhausted? But why? You can tell me. I'm a doctor. I'm very distressed by what's happening to my rabbits. As soon as the sun sets, I come to my room and fall into such a sound sleep. I just don't awaken until it's morning. But I always awaken from the nightmare. When I check on the rabbits, another has been killed. It is very puzzling. No one has seen this beast. I've tried to stay awake and keep watch, but have been unable to. I pray you are successful in solving the mystery. I do not want my father to lose the farm. I will keep looking for clues. Thank you for your help, Cynthia. You may have, since we kind of stumbled into it the way that we did, you may have already guessed what's going on here. Let's see. With the growing social awareness, do you get many protesters? Okay, so we have to have the quest before it actually triggers. I think, otherwise it doesn't trip the flag. So that's fine. That's easy enough to do. We will back over here. Let everybody group up on the same screen. I was just going to run straight out and run some errands. Where's Nurse Legs? Nurse McGee? Well, they'll catch up. Advance time to morning. Excellent. Okay. Now, we will save it. And we'll finish this before we go anywhere else. There we go. Okay. So, now it has tripped that flag. You have to wait until nighttime, and then... Not sure if it added it. It may have just been updating this. I think. Yeah, I think that's what happened. It's okay. All right. Here we are. Yes, okay, good. So now we can tell him what we have seen. So, if you haven't put it together yet, poor Cynthia over here is a werewolf, and she has been changing without realizing it, and she has been eating the rabbits, and then coming back into her room and going back to sleep. So, unfortunate. It is funny that we just stumbled onto it, though. I actually kind of forgot this was here. I discovered what's been happening to your rabbits. You did? What? What is it? I'm afraid it's your daughter. My daughter? What are you talking about, lady? I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but she has become a werewolf. A werewolf? Oh, no. Not my baby. It can't be. What are we to do? We will probably have to kill her. No, don't hurt her. She's all I have left in the world since her mother's death. Please, you're a traveler. Perhaps you've heard of a cure. No, I have not. Please, madam, in your travels, if you happen to find a cure, think of us. I've heard there are astounding cures in the great mage city of Tula. Perhaps if you look there, but don't hurt her. I'll make sure she's locked up at night. I swear I will. She won't hurt anyone. I won't hurt her. If I ever find a cure, I will return with it. Thank you, Dr. Unni. Thank you. I will take my leave of you now. I must go and speak with Cynthia. This will be most distressing to her. I pray you return to us shortly. Goodbye. Cynthia, my dear Cynthia, I'm sorry that I have to take such measures. And you will see, there we go, it changes to locked, locked, and locked. So now she is stuck inside. Alright. So, now we have completed that quest, and we have a new one. Down this way. There we go. Go ahead and give that a save. Okay. So, as he said, Tula is where we need to go, and Tula is up here. We don't know the secret location of it yet. It's not far from Vendigroth, actually. So, we'll head back that direction in a while. First things first, though. So, what I was gonna do to start out with is we need to sell some of this junk equipment that we've got, of course. And then we have some quests to complete. So let's... There we go. We're heading back to Shrouded Hills again because we know Lloyd will give us a good price, and he will buy basically anything, and oh my goodness, the Malokian hand. Please, y'all have to know by now that this is not gonna go well for you. It's so funny, though. I'll take that, and that. At least it adds up. We are about to level up again, which is a pretty great. I'm very pleased. This is the first time I've ever used this mod to play it. And so in previous runs of Arcanum, of course, over the years, I've never actually broken level 50. And I'm sure that's a simple enough thing where, you know, there's already a leveling scheme for each of your companions, and they do specific stuff when they level up, like their points go into particular things. And, of course, at level 50, that's going to be maxed out. So I can only imagine that, like, it's fairly simple the way that they go on and, you know, keep leveling up after everything is kind of maxed out. Okay, let's see here. Everything is already identified. We just need to sell stuff. So let's see here. Wonderful to have the pleasure of your company again. I love this because it's just, as we keep leveling up and we keep coming back and doing business here in Shrouded Hills, it's like Lloyd's, like, his attitude keeps going up towards us, and it keeps getting funnier and funnier to me every time. He's over 300 now. 300! Like, that is a lot. That's a lot. So, you know... And we still don't know him well enough to not have to click 3 times to get into his shop. Okay, let's see. Blade of Malevolent Storm. Can sell that. Magic leather armor I'm going to keep. I'm keeping that. Sell those. Oh, he'll give a lot for that diamond necklace. Okay, so we need to wait. Over here. At least it's nice that this doesn't take that long anymore. White Church Murder. Oh, right. Okay, that's one of the things that we're doing. So, we need to solve this mystery where Victor was murdered. We need to find this cure. We are on the case of the White Church Murderer, and we've got to go to Half Ogre Island. Everything else is... Some stuff is doable, like we found the Volar's Wisp, and we need to go back to Kintara to tell Mr. Wind about saving that hunter. Oh, that's still funny. Oh, actually, we have long ago had access to this. I completely forgot about this, and we need to do that as well. The Amulet of Natala. Okay, for now, though. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking about it, before I cycle the day, because it's going to change the store's inventories, I should check if there's something we need. Okay, he doesn't have it here. But that's alright. Do you have one? No, okay, that's fine. And while we're here, we can check for some other ingredients as well. Actually, let's see here. Okay, so, real quick. Alright, so with the cure-all, we need Wonder Drugs and Big Chief Snake Oil, so we gotta keep an eye out for that. The Wonder Drug is Accelerate Healing and Poppy Flowers. The Accelerate Healing is Healing Salve and Coca Leaves. So, we've got Healing Salve. And we've got Healing Accelerators. So what we need is Coca Leaves and Poppy Flowers and Big Chief Snake Oil in order to turn all of these healing salves into cure-alls. That'll clear up a bunch of space in our inventory. Just real quick. Galen. Do you have any of these things? Ah, she's got a poppy flower. That's good. Have any... Does not look like it. Okay, that's fine. Need to be a couple screens away. Oh! Hello? Random dog? Random wolf that I... Have you repopulated? Or, like, did I just not kill you before? Well, doesn't matter. Very funny that that almost leveled up. Dr. Unni here. Okay. I'm not going to check all of these every time, but it's like, since we already had to rest. Fortifier, we know that. There's coca leaves, though. There's snake oil. Alright, cool. We love that. We also have been neglecting some of our other recipes as well. For example, the corrosive acid and hallucinite. Gonna be able to make that soon. Looks for physical prowess. We need to put more points into those. But that's alright. We got points. We definitely got points coming. Alright, Lloyd. How much money you got? Enough for that. There we go. And... okay, so it looks like we're going to have to rest one more time. We can handle that. In the meantime... here... that's what we needed. Okay. More coca leaves. Now we don't have to check there or with Ristetse anymore. Ristetse. Hello. This way. Thank you. Okay, so let's
Actually, here we go. Let's do that first. Do this. Okay, so we've got more accelerated healing. We just need more poppy flowers. Awesome. Kind of changing things around there. Progress. Okay. And you know what? Actually, since we are here, in fact, I have a bone to pick with this door. There. Random sewer rat. Hey! Coca leaves. Stuff we can actually use. Nice. Most importantly, we have our revenge against that door. Okay, let's do that. Yep, so now we definitely just need... more coca leaves. Oh, I don't know why I'm going in there. That's not necessary. There we go. 873 coins. He does not need this wisp essence. Such a shame. Are you sure? Are you sure you do not want to purchase it? Maybe. No? Okay. Or Stetson might purchase it, though. Let us trade. Will you buy this wisp essence? Yes, she will. Good. Wild that it has literally any weight. Okay, I don't think that fatigue limiters do anything else. Like, I don't think that they are a recipe in anything like any other recipes. Or an ingredient in any other recipes. Because if they're not, then we can get rid of them because we're not using them. As a tech character, we don't really do much that uses our fatigue. Unless we go over our speed points with like an attack here and there. So, like as a mage, we would have a use for those, but really right now we don't. So, yeah, I think I'm going to sell those as well. See, he bought that for 22 coins. I'm going to go see Galen anyway. I want to see, I bet she gives me more. Not that it much matters with the amount of money we have, but... Oh, she won't buy it at all. Okay. Fuel, Invigorator, and Miracle Cure. Ooh, more Big Chief. Okay. That. Excellent. Good. Wonderful. Okay, so let's turn that into a cure-all. Create a Wonder Drug. Accelerate healing. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, so cure-alls can go here now. Cure poison. Potion of persuasion. Fortifier. And what do we not have? It's the accelerate healing. Which we also don't really need. Because the Wonder Drug and the Accelerate Healing are just ingredients to make more cure-alls. And you can see, of course, we're making several each time. So we actually don't need any more of these for a while. We buy these fatigue restorers. We don't really need them anymore either. Not really. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's everything we came to do. Let's go back over here and sell that other fatigue limiter. So, there we go. Okay. Now, does anybody have anything
What is it that you want of me?
that we should be carrying, perhaps? So you've got potions that you need, so we'll let you keep those. Rheumatism cure, nitroglycerin. And now we can give him this. And we can give him that. There we go. And I don't see anything else in his inventory that we need to have on us. Okay, Sog. Nothing at the moment. Magnus. Also nothing at the moment. He is carrying all of our stuff to make, like, technical who's-its and what's-its. And we've got the stuff for other things. Okay, I think that's good then. Here. No. Chemistry, here we go. Corrosive acid, right. Carbolic acid and sulfur pills. Did she have any sulfur pills? Pete's carbolic acid. So funny. Do you have any sulfur pills? I have to look because... Oh, hey, right there. I was about to say I can't remember what they look like, so... Okay, then... means we can hop down here to chemistry, and we can make some corrosive acid.
How can I help you?
There we go. Excellent. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Fire, cure poison, persuasion. Can actually put this down here. Good. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay. Let's get out of here. Alright, what shall we do first? Anything we need? It's only 303. Buying some of this stuff to replace...
What is it that you want of me?
Virgil's mini potions. He's probably got more than he needs. Yeah, because he's not using the liquid of skin thickening. That's... we know this because he's got so many of them. So there we go. We'll do that, and he's well stocked with buffs. Excellent. We've got plenty of money to afford that. At the beginning of the game, especially without the haggle skill, things like Morgana's Tears are so expensive. Feels like you're breaking the bank, but... now, this far in, nah. We can treat ourselves to the good stuff. Okay, it's gonna be just as fast to go one way as the other, I guess, except that we have something to do here. Let's go up this way and we'll hit Kintara and then circle back around through the northern pass Malokian hand. Hey, a level. Over here so I can get to these bodies. Thank you. Got to recoup the losses on all of these potions, you say. Look at that. A level up. We are now officially level 51. Level 51. What shall we put it in? Need more ranks in spot trap. And disarm traps, of course. We have none in that. Repair is a big one. We can now increase our persuasion. Yeah. So we could do that. We can raise our heal, which we should do. So those are the other skills that we're going to need. Spot trap, heal, persuasion, repair, and disarm traps. In no particular order, mind you. And what have we got over here? So we have 3 more schematics in chemistry. We've maxed out mechanical engineering and herbology, and we need 6 in therapeutics. So we're looking at least 1, 2, 3, plus 6. That's 9 levels. So we're going to be level 59 minimum to max out these. Looks for physical prowess. Not much. Probably not going to use that very much. But some of these others, like the Mind Marvel, the Revitalizer, and also we need more ranks in therapeutics in order to make some other better stuff. But we're closer to the end of this one. I'm thinking maybe we do that so that we can get to the Paralyzer and the Anesthetizer. Yeah, that sounds good. And then, of course, we need to... We're also building our Charisma so that we can increase Persuasion. Oh, actually, you know what? I think that's what I was going to do first, wasn't it? I want to be a master of Persuasion and make sure that that happens in case we get to a point in the game where, like, I'm level grinding. Yeah. Or, a place where, like, leveling slows down. Of course, with these idiots, there's always going to be fodder. Bruh. So I'm confident we can level up. It's just a matter of, like, do we care to, sort of thing. Oh, thank you. You see we got a little tech healing there. We're back at full health. That's Nurse McGee. Nurse McGee at work. There we go. We're already like half a pip or whatever you want to call it. Bro, did you just hit Nurse McGee? Wow. I cannot believe it. Geneva Convention, my guy. Rude. And an idiot. It's alright, we will repair Nurse McGee. Morning. Right. This. And it's Mirth. What can you tell me about Victor Misk?
Are you from Kintara? Yes, I am from Kintara. Why do you live here and not in Kintara? You may not know this, but very few elves stay in one place for very long. Most elves take up new lives every 100 years or so. It's just the way we are.
Alright, well... remember. What is his alignment?
Hey! I don't understand why we're attacking such a decent type.
Magnus.
I won't do this for much longer.
So he has the Amulet of Natala. Let's do this over here. And let's see, which button is it?
It is done. It is done.
Let's walk, attack,
It is done.
stay close,
It is done.
stand back,
It is done.
back off, spread out and
It is
back
done.
off, and move. Okay, so
It is done.
if we do
How can I help you?
this, could
What
you
would
do
you like me to
something
do? I'll
wait
wait
here for a while?
But you'd best not keep me waiting long. A dwarf has better things to do than wait around for the likes of you.
That's fine. We just need him out of the party for a moment. Because Virgil's not gonna complain. See? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Just casually murdering. You can pick his pocket.
How can I help you? It's about time.
Alright. Well, there we go. Now, next time we're in Shrouded Hills, we can just give that back to Galen. The Amulet of Natala is actually... There's not a wise woman here in Stillwater. I can never remember. It's actually a pretty decent magic item, and a lot of times if you find it, you may want to keep it. Let's see, sulfur pills. Do I need more sulfur pills? Probably should have some on me. Great. I think that's all he has that we need. There we go. Excellent. Then we can use that when we find more acid. But anyway, since we are not magical, it would have to go to a follower. So we, you know, might not actually use it. But we'll see. We'll get it identified and you can see what it does. And see what I mean. And if you just hear about the quest from Galen and decide not to turn it in, you know, you don't botch it or anything. How many did we make? 5. Very nice. Accelerate healing. Okay, I need more coca leaves to make more of those. But yeah, it's actually, it can be worth just keeping the amulet versus giving it back for the amount of experience that she gives you. The amulet could be considered better than the reward. It's up to you. Greetings to you. Good day. Okay, let's... until morning. And let's see. Wind, here we go. What can I do for you?
Greetings, Mr. Wind. Have you a moment?
Of course.
I found that lost elven hunter.
Yes, he returned here and told me of what happened with the Bitter Khan. The elves of Kintara are indebted to you, friend. Please, take the armor I promised you in payment for your brave actions. Goodbye, and good luck to you. Did it actually fit? Yes. Okay, elven chainmail.
Yippee!
Yay! Now here's the problem. So see, this is just a flat 16, right? This is 9 plus 10. Damage reduction 23. This 26. Electric resistance plus 10. Noise penalty is minus 30 total. And then this has poison resistance plus 10 and fire resistance plus 15. So overall, this magic leather armor is actually better than the elven chainmail. It has less durability, but that's not too much of a problem. And it weighs way less. So actually, it's kind of awful, but we're probably not going to use this. We're going to sell it. And, like, it's great to have a free set, but you can get it elsewhere. So, also, it's not like a unique item. It's the other one. I think she's down here, the one who wanted the wisp essence. Who is that? Is that Silk, I think? Fawn. No. Creep armor. Oh, I forgot about this. Damage reduction 14. It's backstab and prowling plus 2. So if you want to play a magic thief type character, this is great. Venom shielded garment. Another fated ring.
How can I help you?
What have you got? You have no rings. Which makes sense, of course. You have a ring of protection, but not a fated ring. You've got a ring of poison resistance and a charmed ring. Right. So actually, I will take that. And we will give that to Sog for now. Whisper. Whisper gave us the gem, of course. But oh, okay, she is the one who wanted the wisp essence. I couldn't remember.
I gathered some wisp essence. Here you go.
You did.
Splendid. Thank you so very much. And here's the scroll I promised you. I believe you'll find it helpful, especially here in the forest. Good luck to you, my friend.
Another quest solved. Ta-da! Alright. Let's see. Werewolves, dark elves, murder, half-ogre conspiracy. Dark elves, dark elves, dark elves, dark elves. Iron Clan, that's where we're going next. Black Mountain Clan. And then we'll deal with that later. Okay. Where is scroll? Here is scroll. Scroll of Sucker Beast. Don't really need that, but it's okay. Because, ta-da! Summons a magical animal familiar. That would be great if we were magical. But we're not. So it pays for the ring, and we turn a profit. Ta-da! We're already back up almost at 46k. Now, let's see. Oh, hey.
Hey, you are the woman that cleared my name. I'd like to extend my thanks to you and let you know you will always get my best prices. Sharp never forgets a favor, I can tell you that. You are most welcome. He's in love with me. What can I do for you today? Well, do you have any potions we want? Not really. Ivory. Slightly lower opinion, but that's fine. It still jumped way back up after we completed that quest. Okay, that's all that we need to do in Kintara at the moment. So, we can now, because we did the Lathe Wyvern quest in Caledon, we can cross the Glimmering River. It makes this much easier, because you just can't go from north to south until you do that. Alright, this one's been a long time coming. It's a lot of steps to find the Iron Clan. Here we go. Alright. Ancient iron device. Ancient iron device. Oh, wait a minute. Do I need... Right. Right. Okay. Where's the book? You have the book. Book. Here we go. Durin's Truth. Okay. Shape of Stone, Following Its Way, Place of Voices. Road from here is not much longer. Traveled far to see this light. Travel to the Vault of Iron. Bring with you the Key of Glass. Okay. The Key of Glass. What is that? What do we need from that? I can't remember. I was thinking we had everything. Okay, so Key of Glass. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. Well, that's fine. We will just go back to Caledon. Oh, that was quick. Well. I love how everyone else, like, immediately went to hatred, and then this guy, he's just... Oh, no, okay, it's because Magnus is standing on him. The ring was orange. It was like... I guess he's, like, more fine with it. Thank you, nurse. And along we go. Do. Wolves. That's fine. Oh, actually, so no, that's not it, but that actually is helpful. I think, in fact, I remember where we need to be.
I believe. And I will show you. Do, 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 do. There we go. Caledon is actually the place that we need to be. I'm pretty sure. In short order. There we go. I'm not too upset about these random encounters because, I mean, look. We're already about a third of the way to the next level. Which is level 52, so that's pretty great. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Short and sweet, and filled with experience points. Delicious experience points. Okay. Spiders this time. Alright. Almost there. Ah, again. Alright. Well, that's how we're doing it. At least these have cash. Spiders don't really carry cash, in my experience. Okay. Go back to Tula later. Money spiders, yes, well known for carrying wads of cash. Good old money spiders. Okay, since we are here during the day. Got anything? Pyrotechnic axe. We already have that. Schematic. Charged sword. I don't know if we have that one. Okay, we do not have a charged sword, so I don't know that we'll ever need it. Probably we won't, but we love to learn. Oh, right, and
What
Virgil.
is it that you want of me?
There you go. You can have that back. Do. Okay, here we go. So, right here, strange glass device. That's probably what you were thinking of, and that is what we need. And we cannot get back here, because it's bound with strong magics, even though we are so technologically oriented that most magic just, like, fails before us. But you can't get back through those doors without cheating until you get to a certain point in the main story, so we will pursue main story and come back. Okay, now I'll let this guard wander off before we talk to Bingham Schulfest. Ah, here we go. I need your help in digging up old Victor Misk. Dig up his grave? Whatever for? I wish I could tell you, Bingham. Trust me, it's important. Well, I do get a sense that you're a fairly honest lady. Alright, I'll help you. Here's what you'll need to do. First, take this shovel, Oh, we can... Ah, I forgot. If you talk to him, he gives you a free shovel. Now, Victor's grave, as you have seen, is still very fresh. You should have no trouble digging it up, but you must wait until nightfall. There are guards at the gate, but they fall asleep when the sun goes down. As long as you're quiet, you should be able to dig up old Victor without a problem.
I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Bingham.
Feel free. Bingham's shovel. Oh, well, we have a named shovel. There. They're exactly the same, but... Alright, let me save here. Then we will wait until evening. Let's wait an hour. There we go. That guy's just standing over there. I think this one is leaving. Yes, there we go. Okay. And what we need to do... There we go. A skull. I don't actually know that we need the skull. I don't think. We just need the book. So, or do we? I don't know. I don't think that we do. Okay, so here we go. This binding on this book is most obviously a fake. Purchased at the Roseboro gift shop. How Nasreddin defeated the nefarious Aranax and other stories. Gather round, dear children, etc. Of course, this is a story we know. Interesting. Wouldn't you say? Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go out northwest. That way we can stop by the wise woman. So yeah, we're looking for that super rare book. And he was bound, or buried rather, with a fake bound book. The only clue being that it is from the Roseboro gift shop. So, we must go there for answers. Can you identify a thing for me? I forgot to identify this one as well. Okay, so this is the necklace of Queen Canatsea, which we saw back at the museum here in Caledon. We stole it from the safe, which it's worth having. And ironically, if you just go up and get it like that before you have a certain quest, then you can just get it for free if you can pick the lock. However, there is a specific quest, and it's part of the Thieves Guild quests, I think, to unlock like Master Prowling and Master Lockpicking and stuff like that. Where if you go in and try to steal it then, there are 2 mechanized arachnids hidden behind the door that will wake up and attack you. So, and then here's the Amulet of Natala, and you can see what I mean, right? So, it gives you +1 strength and constitution, and increases the amount of healing that you receive by 50%. Now, that's not just your rate of healing, although I think it increases that also, like it gives you health regeneration, but it increases the amount of healing you receive from any source, which is pretty sick. Let's see. I have some things I would like to trade for. It's a Dorian amulet. Now, we're going to take this back, I think, just because I don't think anything that anybody else has got is going to be that much better. He's got poison, increased poison heal rate. Charm ring, right. Because they don't really need beauty. So yeah, I think we'll sell that. Or, not sell it, we'll return it. There we go. Will you buy this? The Elven Chainmail? No? Okay. That's fine. Just checking. Alright, so now need to go to Roseboro. Again? I'm so sorry, Magnus. Missed and hit him one time, and these three just decided to run for it. Wow. They're the smartest ones here. Well, except for Dr. Unni, because she has 20 int. But oh, Lord. Non-money spiders. Still halfway to level 52. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay, now, it is the wee hours of the morning. So while it is still dark, let's head up here and rob another grave. Owen Moore. Jack. Right. Now I'm going to save it right here and show you what's in these others as well. 112 gold and a decent gold ring. And notice it does not affect our alignment, by the way. A pocket watch and 76 gold, more skulls. So there we go. Not really anything worth stealing. However, Philip Misk, Victor's dad. Remember he said it was a place only his dad would know. And there it is. To Sen Ang, Horror Among the Dark Elves. Ta-da! I dedicate this to my dearest Raven. I would gladly face again these horrors and 1,000 others, for only another moment with you. So to Sen Ang, the city of the Dark Elves, is now on our map. Dearest reader, it is only with the greatest fear and trepidation that I share this harrowing tale with you today. Even here, safe within the confines of my own home, I am still overcome with dread at the thought of what I am about to tell you, and what it might mean for me or those close to me. And yet I feel compelled to do so, and the great muse guides my pen to this paper, and the words flow forth from the darkest regions of my heart and mind where they have stayed well hidden until this very evening. I beg of you, give ear to my confession, and if it please you, take this tale from me and return only your belief and trust that what you are about to hear is only and nothing but the truth. My name is Renford A. Terwilliger, born of the outlying regions of Ashbury, not far from the lair of Belaragrim, where they found the bones of the great dragon. My childhood was a bright one, full of happiness and light, and my parents gave to me all that a child might need. I was schooled both practically and excellently, and when my 18th year came round I was accepted into Tarrant University, and ultimately found my way into the Tarantian Zoological Society. Archaeology was my first love, but my first assignment with the society was the Cultural Anthropology Department. It was somewhat of a farce, actually, but the society had been given an enormous grant by one of Tarrant's leading philanthropists for a very specific purpose. That purpose was to confirm the existence of the Dark Elves.
Every man, woman, and child in Arcanum has been raised on ghost stories and bedtime tales of these strange people known only as the Dark Elves. To the anthropologist, they are the proverbial oasis in the desert. Proof of their existence has always literally disappeared into the air. No man has ever set eyes upon them, and not one shred of physical evidence had ever been found to establish that they were real. Myths and legends were plentiful, but for the itinerant scientist, these mean less than nothing. What we needed was undeniable evidence, and I set out on this adventure with determination and confidence in my ability to bring forth just that. Had I known what lay ahead, I would have forsworn both anthropology and philanthropy, and returned to work as a day laborer in the Ashbury shipyards. Better the back-breaking work than the nightmares I face every night. Before leaving Toronto, I employed the services of a certain Jaren Banal, an elven tracker who was recommended to me by the noble Mr. Quentin Payne, famed explorer and gentleman in every sense of the word. Jaren Banal had been born in the glimmering forests, and it was said there wasn't a more knowledgeable man about the deep elven groves this side of the Stonewall Mountains. His fees were a little less than reasonable, but I had been given enormous liberty in spending the allotted funds, and it was my honest opinion that Mr. Banal was crucial to the success of the mission. I couldn't have been more correct. Within weeks we were well within the deepest and yet uncharted regions of the western glimmering, and never once did the unflappable Mr. Banal look to his compass or consult a map. Occasionally he would stand for a moment within a clearing or beneath a great tree, head cocked, eyes closed, but aside from these infrequent moments of meditation, it was all we could do to keep up with him. Upon the 42nd day of our journey, we came to a great meadow, seemingly alive with the multitude of birds and butterflies that flew above it. Crossing this fragrant and lively field was one of the most vivid moments I had experienced on the journey so far, and I was so enthralled by the scene around me that I almost missed the most spectacular vision given to the eyes of mortal man. Kintara, the great elven tree city, lay within the towering trees at the end of the clearing, hanging like a cut jewel in the crown of a king. The mother tree, almost 400 feet tall, housed the intricately carved Hall of Truth, which shone white and smooth in the noonday sun. Impossibly thin walkways wove in and out of the boughs of the great tree, not taking away from its natural beauty, but adding to it, as if the city were merely a convenient and beautiful tangle of leaves and branches, tattooed with the flowing runes and symbols of the ancient elven tongue. And among these, the graceful and lithe forms of the elves, singing their beautiful songs and looking down upon the ragtag group of men with curiosity and amusement. Of Kintara, I can say only this. The month I spent there was the best of my entire life. I learned much less about the Dark Elves than I would have liked, almost nothing at all, really. But the moments I spent there were strange and wonderful and breathtaking, and I will not do them a disservice by attempting to put them into words. Suffice to say, I learned there as a young man what often takes others a lifetime, and to my teacher I give heartfelt thanks and the warmest greetings. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of you. Obviously referencing Raven there. We left the trees of Kintara with little more than faint whispers about the Dark Elves and where they might be found. The Elves of Kintara were very reluctant to speak of them and begged us to forget such foolishness and to go home to Toronto. I, of course, would hear no such talk, and we traveled on, north this time, as Mr. Banal believed he had uncovered a clue as to the whereabouts of the Dark Elves during his investigations while in Kintara, and he had discovered a name, Tisen'Am, home of the Dark Elves. We traveled for 17 more days, exhausting our supplies and sending most of the party back to Toronto. The forest had become thicker and more brambly, and it seemed that many of the trees were adorned with thorns, some more than a foot long. Another week, and it was only Mr. Banal and myself. We had agreed to return before the first of the month if we failed to find any further evidence of the Dark Elves' existence. That gave us 6 days to find Tisen'Am, and we pressed on despite our anxiety and fatigue. On the day before we had planned to return, the weather took a vicious turn. From out of the north came dark thunderheads, and lightning flew down from the sky like barbed lances of white fire. It began to rain, and we found an uneasy shelter beneath the massive roots of one of the great trees, which seemed poised over us like a giant and grotesquely gnarled hand. I was shivering, and not altogether from the cold and rain. Weird shadows played against the trunks of trees as the storm strengthened and the lightning became more frequent. Thunder tore the sky above our heads. I looked at Mr. Benal, and for the first time since we left Tarant, I saw fear reflected in his eyes. I can't say when I first became aware of them, but one moment while looking out through the rain, I began to notice shadows that stayed even after the lightning had subsided. Those shadows became phantoms. Phantoms, something worse. They were stock still, tall and wiry, ghostly faces the color of ivory with eyes of the blackest night. Their hair hung in limp strands against their foreheads and cheeks, and they stood unblinking, oblivious to the storm and its ragings. Benal screamed something to my right, and then was pulled bodily from our shelter to the roots above. He screamed once more, and then was silent. I never heard from nor saw him again. I ran headlong past the elves in front of me, swinging blindly to clear a path. I was mad with fear, and my feet carried me deeper into the forest. I thought I heard dark and twisted laughter above and behind me, and shadowy figures darted among the trees to my left and right. Thorns tore at my arms and legs, and I stumbled among stones and underbrush, screaming incoherently. More than once, great elven arrows sank into the trees around me, grazing my skin as they flew by. They were playing with me, enjoying the hunt, waiting for just the right moment. My head was light from exhaustion and blood loss. I fell to my knees, gasping for air. When I looked up, I saw it. There, in the trees above me, was T'Sen-Ang, the home of the Dark Elves. Unlike Kintara, T'Sen-Ang was an abomination, slouched in the branches like a great beast waiting for its prey. There were sputtering fires all along its battlements, and great spikes protruding from every surface like dragon spines. I saw robed figures, gaunt and terrible, lined along its walkways and looking down upon me, beckoning, it seemed, for me to join them. I screamed again, and the figures seemed to raise their voices in unison, a terrible call without sound or meaning, but I heard them nonetheless. They were cursing me. They were welcoming me. In moments I was surrounded again by my pursuers. Through the downpour I saw them unsheath daggers, their ghostly smiles floating towards me as the thunder roared above. I closed my eyes, praying to whatever God would hear me. There was nothing else I could do. And then, from nowhere, arrows were flying from behind me and above me. In moments I was encircled completely with the half-buried shafts of the thickest hunting arrows, and the dark elves around me whirled to and fro in confusion. One pulled his bow from his back and notched an arrow in one flowing movement, but it was shot through the heart before he'd raised it past his shoulder. He fell silently, unbelieving. The others looked at me for a moment, the purest hatred harbored in their eyes, and then disappeared into the night, hands conspicuously at their sides. Amazed and spent, I fainted. I awoke some days later, many miles from northern reaches of the Glimmering. I was alone, but my wounds had been treated and my supplies replenished. I was back in Tarant not 2 weeks later. I never met my rescuers, but I can guess who they were and where they were from, and I thank them if they are reading this. Without their aid, I surely would have died there in the shadow of T'Sen-Ang. And so, dear friend, again I beg of you to believe these words and the man who has told them to you. I do so only to share this burden with others, to gain comfort among those of my kind. At the very least, let these words stand as a warning to you. Often, evil is a tangible thing, And sometimes it is a people and a place. Such are the Dark Elves, and such is the hell that is called their home. I have never returned to the Glimmering Forest, and I pray that I never do. Some things are better left alone.
Da, 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 da. So there we go. Yeah. Alright, so we have completed the location of the village. We have obtained a copy. So what's left? Right, okay, so we have to go to Sen Ong to find out about Min Garad. I think that that's it for right now. For that. Okay, so there we go. There is Sen Ong, home of the Dark Elves. For now, let's go back the other way. Let's head back to Caledon. We have other quests to complete that will take less time, and Sen Ong is going to be a whole thing all by itself. Hopefully, you will enjoy it. We'll dedicate a whole stream just to that. Oh boy. These fellas literally do not know when to quit. There we go. Almost made it with no random encounters. Okay, what shall we do first? I think since we have the book, let's solve Victor Misk's murder. Let's do that first. Where is... Not there. That's all the inn. Yes, okay. It's right here, I think. Yes. Oh, right. This passport reads Wesley Carrington, 25 Dragons Turnabout. Wish you luck on your search, madam. I wish you would move out of the way. Advance time to morning. There we go. Another passport. Wesley Carrington, 25 Dragons Turnabout, Caledon. Okay, so we need to go up here to Dragons Turnabout, which I believe is this neighborhood up here. I think. Yes, okay. 21 Dragons Turnabout, 22, 24, 25. Okay, here we go. Alright. Now there is a note. Dear Mr. Carrington, enclosed is the payment we agreed upon. Signed, Elmer Burbottom. Alright, now that's going to take a little bit of doing. So we will come back to that momentarily. First, though, a lot has happened, so let me do this. Alright. The White Church murders. What has happened here? Human city dweller, you say? Nothing. Oh, but wait, there is a trapdoor. Your exertions do not seem to have any effect on what looks to be a trapdoor of some sort. It is much too heavy for you to move. Okay. go. The other murder scene. Another one. And again, small metal object. Oh. A trapdoor of some sort. Much too heavy for you to move. Is this perhaps... Why did you come through that window? My god, that's funny. I love when they do that. It's like, why? Why is there a trap door? Where is police headquarters? It is over here. Yes. So is that perhaps how the murderer was getting around without being seen?
I have new information to discuss with you.
What is it?
I found a trap door in one of the homes, but was unable to use it.
Well, those are remnants from old city sewers. No sentient being in all of Arcanum is strong enough to lift them. When the sewer maintenance blokes need to access them, they use some type of machine. Besides, there's another murder to worry about now.
The man Renee described was slight of build, though.
What's your point? Wouldn't have mattered if he was the strongest ogre in Arcanum. It'd take several to lift one of those old covers without machinery.
But Renee saw no one enter or exit the house.
She didn't see him leave because she was running away from the house screaming hysterically, and the maniac had probably broken into the house before Emily went inside. All I know is that it is not possible to lift those covers.
Could it be a demon or some other magical creature?
Gods, I hope not. Those magical cases are a pain in the old Gulliver, they are. Just 2 years ago, one rampaged through town and I had to go find some silly dagger to kill it.
If you could direct me to the newest murder site, I'll be off.
23 Kingsway, Mushroom Inn, one of the rooms there.
The Mushroom Inn. It's the Sobbing Onion. This should be the Toadstool, and here's the Mushroom. Keatsel Pierce. Oh, that's the bow master. He did say he would be here if we ever found his apprentice, which we didn't really go looking because we didn't need him. Okay, he doesn't have anything to say. Ah, there's a guard over here. So it'll be this one. Ah. So this one is a little bit different. So, you see a word, Lanamalak, written in what appears to be green blood. Lanamalak, you say? Now, you can actually find this out before you come here if you are a necromancer and you conjure the spirit of one of the other victims. Such a good spell. Highly recommend, if you've never done it, play the game as a necromancer. Because even if you only put 2 points in it, it is useful, like, literally in the first level. So, and you don't have to go any further than this. So it's just one of those things where you can totally dip a couple points, and it gives you a basic, like, decent attack spell, but more importantly, you know, you have Conjure Spirit. You can also buy scrolls of it, I think, maybe. I won't swear to that. I think you can buy scrolls of all the spells, but I don't remember. Some of them maybe you can't because they don't want you to have that kind of access to it if you don't put in the work. That's why things like that Sucker Beast scroll was so expensive. New information.
What is it? I saw the name Lanamalak written in green blood of all things.
Blast it. That sounds like a demon name. Oh, I hate demons. Did I ever tell you about that Amlek demon that ran amok around here? I had to go slogging through some god's-forsaken swamp to find some ridiculous-looking dagger to kill the thing. Why can't you buy a good ceremonial dagger at the corner store?
But green blood? And why would it write its own name?
Now, who can say what a demon, or why a demon does what it does? Except for a demonologist, of course. You should find one to talk to. I'd send you to the demonologist who helped me out, but he had a rather unfortunate run-in with the demon I was hunting. Demons don't like those demonologists giving away their secrets, eh?
Anything else?
You'd best be prepared to go fight some heinous creatures in some dank dungeon. Bleeding demons. When do I get the case where I have to go to some nice tropical island to solve it? I'm too old for this balderdash. And hurry it up. If the king's advisors get wind of the murderer being a demon, they'll try to call in Pain.
Who's Pain?
He's an overrated, overinflated, self-important big game hunter. Bloke has tracked down and killed just about everything you could think of, and everyone goes running to him at the slightest hint of trouble. Do not need his arrogance mucking about with my investigation. I am capable of getting this handled myself. Thank you very much.
You handle it? And don't you mean me?
Am I going to have to begin dealing with your preposterous arrogance now? If you want to do the job, great. If not, leave me be.
Calm down. I'll do the job.
Cost 5 points, but it's like, who cares? He's an asshole. Okay. I don't remember if we already spoke to the demonologist. There's a couple of ways that we can do this part. There. Oh, actually, it might be up the other way, next to the police station. I can't recall. Is this editorial office? Yes, this is... Okay, yeah, Caledonian Telegraph. Yes, awesome. Okay, I thought we had spoken to him. So, if you already spoke to him back in Toronto, then you know Professor Akins, who studies demonology at Toronto University. If you've not spoken with him, then you can go back to Toronto and meet him at the university. But since we spoke to him, we can actually telegraph him, which is kind of cool. How may we at the Caledonian Telegraph Office help you today? Would you care to send a telegram, perhaps?
I want to send a telegram to Professor Akins at the Toronto University.
Let's see here. That'll be 5 coins. Is this agreeable?
Yes, here it is.
What do you wish this telegram to say?
The anomalak is free. Please advise method to stop him.
I will send this post haste. Please check back later for a response. Good day.
Cool. So now we'll go down here. Advance time to evening. I don't know if that's long enough. It might be overnight. It should be. I think it's just a few hours. Here we go.
Have you received a reply to my telegram yet?
Yes, we have, and a book arrived with it as well. Here you are.
Thank you. Good day.
Here we go. Professor Akins' telegram. Amalak, this is bad news indeed. I have sent a copy of the Legend of Terre Devant, which should have all the information you may need to defeat the beast. Do not attempt to fight the demon until you have read the information contained in this volume. To do so would ensure a disastrous turn of events. Good luck, Professor Akins. Guy is asleep. But he still turns to faces. I love that. See? The demon Lunamalak. When the War of Thorns ended in 1385, King Wallace IV had accomplished something heretofore unimaginable. He had unified the scattered countries of the central continent under his banner. Terre Devant, or, as we now know it, Toronto. Peace reigned in Terre Devant for an unheard of 25 years until a wave of strange behavior seemed to overtake the king. His trusted elven mage, Vincent, whose real name has been lost to history, suspected demonic possession.
This suspicion was borne out when the king started calling for virgin sacrifices to supply him with a steady diet of human hearts. Unbeknownst to Vincent, the king had begun toying with the dark powers in a misguided attempt to make himself more youthful. Unwittingly, he had unleashed the demon Lenomelek, the possessor. Vincent was powerful, but immature and untested. Being overly sure of his abilities, he exorcised the demon himself without much preparation. The beast tore the king's body apart as it was pulled from its host. Try as he might, the mage was unable to contain it. It ran amok over the countryside, killing hundreds of the king's loyal citizens. Vincent acted without hesitation. There was only one way he knew to hope to contain the beast. He began preparations to bind it into another mortal body, his own. This was not an easy task, as once unleashed, Lenomelek would do everything in its power to keep his freedom. Vincent's gambit was at most a limited success. After he himself had been possessed, he was, amazingly enough, able to have a slight modicum of control over the beast. For a time, the evils of the demon seemed to be being wrought on those of an evil heart, but eventually Vincent was to lose control of the demon. So he went like Dexter. He was using the demon's bloodlust to only kill bad people. The beast raged across the continent, killing all in his path. His bloody trail finally ended in Caledon, however. It would appear that Vincent was able to gain control over the beast long enough to drag himself underground and use his magics to collapse the tunnels. Yes. Yeah, when you don't have a skilled exorcist, you get repossessed. Neither demon nor mage has been seen since. It seems that Vincent sacrificed himself in order to bring the beast back to the underworld. For that, Arcanum owes him a debt of gratitude. Were the demon to ever return to this world, those who would fight it must remember this: it is not to be killed with anything other than the blade of Xerxes, which is buried in the pit of fires deep within the Stonewall Mountains. If the demon is struck down with anything but this blade, he will be unleashed upon the world, free of his human host. Oh boy. We're going full Dungeons and Dragons here. We have to retrieve the blade of Xerxes to slay the demon Lenomelek. Oh, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. Alright. Okay, well. Let's get started. Just head this way. Actually, wait a minute. Wait, we're rich. What am I doing? We don't need to walk all that way. Hello. Hello, ship captain. Passage to Half Ogre Island. 100 coin ahead. So we can just get passage down there. We'll do that later as well. Actually, you know what? In fact, maybe it's better if we just do that on the way. Passage for 6. Okay, so Half Ogre Island. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Half Ogre Island. Notice there's not really much here. I'll show you. There we go. So this is right off the coast of Thanatos. But we want to stay up here where... There we go. We're on the local map. A large forbidding building. Look at this. Metal door. That was a trap. Cells. Cages. Outdoor cages. I don't think that there's anything else over here we need to worry too much about. Yeah. Wasn't sure if there's any little bits and bobs lying hidden around, but I don't believe so.
I think that that's it. It's really just this building. Notice it's unlocked. The bones seem to have been there for a long time. Oh, look at this. Look here. This is like one of those awful, twisted Silent Hill style abandoned hospitals that you see in survival horror indie games all the time. Truly terrible. What could have happened here? Yeah. Boots. Nothing. Half-Ogre Laboratory Journal. You got a fate point for that, by the way. Experiment 1004A, Section 5. The male human, female half-ogre coupling producing offspring seems to be an extremely rare occurrence and cannot be depended on for significant numbers. The female human, male half-ogre experiments fare much better, but with 100% loss of host. Experiment 1008.5 CE Section 2. Our rate of experimentation is increased with the new influx of the female subjects from the lowest part of society. These new hosts cannot even be relied upon to go to term, being in such poor health, suffering from common ailments those living in this manner are subject to. A healthier source of subject would help immensely, as I have some new surgical ideas I would like to implement, but the subjects I have to work with would not hold up under the knife. Experiment 1015E Section 1. The new surgical techniques we are applying have reduced the numbers of fatalities by removing the unborn before term. These hosts seem to be viable for 3 harvests before their bodies fail. So basically he invented the C-section. And after 3 C-sections they were dying anyway. Subnote 1, some of my less dedicated colleagues have had to be dismissed as they were expressing doubts about our new female host. I have no such compunctions. Once they are here, they are a number to me and nothing more. Scientific advancement would never occur if the weak-willed were to have their say. Ooh. Thank you very much, Nurse McGee. So this is one of the most interesting quest lines in the game. I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, now we need to go to Toronto. Passage for 6. We could put Nurse McGee in our inventory and save 100 coins, but what's 100 coins? I mean, really. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing? Blade of Xerxes. We're on the correct side of the mountains for that. Right, okay, so we need to do this, since we are here in Toronto anyway. Okay, so... I think the university is the fastest one. City Hall, yes. And down to the Hall of Records. Here we go. So remember... Hall of Records clerk. It's locked. Look, they just have beds down here so they can sleep. Oh, we can't wait here. Okay. Have to go wait in the street, I guess. There we go. Well, we found that passport. Right? Here we go. Wesley Carrington. And then we found the note. Elmer Burbottom. So let's look him up. There we go. Lawrence Brummond. Oh, I forgot about him. Hold on a moment.
Yes, I do have something here on Lawrence Drummond, although he's not a citizen of Toronto. It's a newspaper article. Here's a copy for you.
And Elmer Burbottom. Wendell Wellington, did we find him? Yes. Okay, we already did that one.
Burbottom. Let's see. I do have a street address for Mr. Burbottom, but it's in Ashbury. It's 14 Trellis Way.
Thank you. Go. Caledonian man brutally murdered. Upstanding citizen survived only by his brother. Local gentleman Lawrence Drummond was found dead in his apartment last evening, the victim of a brutal beating by one or more assailants. Currently, police have no suspects in the case. It's downright puzzling, said Detective William Prescott.
I suppose you're wondering what the newspaper's all about.
Remember, Lawrence Drummond was the grave that he visited in Caledon.
Virgil, what is this all about?
Lawrence Drummond. He was my brother.
Now you know his last name.
I told you that he'd been in an accident. Well, you see the kind of accident it was.
He was murdered, Virgil. What happened to him?
Look, I just don't want to talk about it anymore. It was so long ago. I buried those ghosts. I don't want to let them out again.
Listen, Virgil, you can tell me.
No, I don't want to speak of it ever again. Just leave me alone.
Fine, Virgil. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm so sorry.
Now we know a little bit more about Virgil. Anyway, nothing out of the apartment was stolen, and there was plenty to steal. From what we have pieced together, Mr. Drummond was a very upstanding citizen from a well-respected family here in Caledon. Somebody took a dislike to him, and we aim to find out who and why. Police are investigating various rumors that the murder is in some way connected to the Caledon crime ring purportedly headquartered in the Sobbing Onion Tavern, but no substantial evidence has yet been found. Mr. Drummond is survived only by his brother Virgil, who the police are still trying to contact. We're hoping he might know something about the whole affair. We've had some trouble finding him. What went on? Alright, so now we need to go to Ashbury. But before we do that, we're running low on inventory space again, so we need to get rid of this elven chainmail. So let's leave. Cross the bridge down here. Oh, Coca leaves. Hey. Accelerate healing. Okay, we need poppies. That's alright, we will check and see if there are any when we go over here to Shrouded Hills. Yet again, we've come full circle. All roads lead to Shrouded Hills sooner or later. Oh my gosh, the Malokian hand. I am begging you. I'll give him this, he's dodgy. Thank you, Sog. Much appreciated. I would have to do so much rearranging, so I'm just gonna leave that. We don't really need the money. Yes, there is a Brahmin, which of course is a reference to Fallout, because this was made by Troika Studios. So it's, you know, people like Tim Kaine who were responsible for creating Fallout. Doggo! Yay. There's a little cool down between uses, but you see Nurse McGee gets to us. Almost level 52. I've been all over the place. Okay, let's hit over here, and it's been a while. You should be able to afford to sell this. Yes, 407 coins. That's fine. That's less than it's worth, but that's fine. Okay, let's stop in at Slim's since we are here. Do you have any snake oil? Not that I'm seeing. Don't have anything that we need. The Mr. Brom. I think it's the wrong one, but close. Alright, here we go.
Ahem. I have located your amulet.
Looking both shocked and elated.
You have the amulet of Natala? I have. An elf in Stillwater had it in his possession. Don't ask how I got it.
Takes the amulet from you, holding it lovingly.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was forever lost. My mother came from a family of healers. This amulet had been handed down for generations until it was stolen nearly 70 years ago. Here's 1,000 coin. I realize it is worth so much more, but it's all I have. Thank you so much, Dr. B. Unni Esquire. Thank you, Galen. I'm off to continue my travels. Goodbye.
I may have been wrong. So I think actually it increases the amount of healing you do by 50%, not the amount of healing that you receive. My bad. So that means actually it would be really useful for Virgil since he is a white mage, but that's fine. So that, and that. Ooh. And some of this. She's a very reliable source of the snake oil. Okay, let's see here. Let's do that. And then that. And that. And that. Do I have room for everything? Yes. So now we have 10 of these cure-alls. Wonderful. And I should mention, too, it is possible to pick her pocket and get the amulet back without any real consequences after you have completed the quest. So if we were desperate for it, you know, you can do like this. Okay. Lock successfully picked. There she is. And fate point. Here we go. Critical success at pickpocket. I need to. Here we go. And there's the amulet. Worth. We don't use our fate points enough anyway, so actually that's pretty good. Let's see. Disarm trap and pair. There we go. Put those back on the quick bar. And now Virgil.
What is it that you want of me?
Let's actually give this to you. That is better than the serpentine necklace. Right, oh, I forgot that this takes up. Plus, increased strength and constitution.
What is it that you want of me? Yes, of course. What is it that you want of me? What can I answer for you?
There we go. So now you can see, yes, 10 and 9. That'll give him a little bit of boost to health. Dexterity's quite high. 16 even without the gloves, which is pretty good, actually. Intelligence is at 18, willpower at 15. Did you ever get... He still does not have resurrect yet. That might mean he doesn't get it, actually, because he's level 51. Shit, no! Well, it was. See, right there. So technically, it was an alignment hit. We took one evil point for pickpocket. So there you go. Now she'll wonder where it is for another 700 years. Don't worry about it. Listen, we're a protagonist. Oh, shoot. I clicked on evening instead of morning. There we go. It is better off with us, at least in the short term. After we save the world, then she can have it back. Will you buy this? No. Who will? I wonder if the wise woman will buy it. Okay, real quick. Do you have any more coca leaves? You do. I'll take that, thank you. Right, good, okay. I know Ristetsi will buy it. So let me go see real quick if Galen, since we're here, I'll see if Galen's got any snake oil. And look, you can actually do this. Now, I don't think you get the rewards again. Cool. We can get some snake oil. Excellent. Oh, and poppy flowers. Alright, 1 second here. Let's... Okay, we should... Yes. Can we trade? I'll buy this poppy flower. Wonder drug. Cure all. Excellent. There we go. Now I'm actually going to do a hard save just in case. Let's see. Okay, yes. So I think you get another increase to her attitude. Did that go up again? No. Okay, it is the same. Alright, so turning it back in again does not do anything. It also doesn't bug your game or whatever, but just so you know. Because there are glitches like that in some cases. I know in Planescape Torment there's one quest that in the original like vanilla version, it's glitched. And you can just talk to this guy and loop through a series of conversation options over and over again, and you'll get like 1,500 experience points every time, again and again and again and again. And theoretically, you could stand there, go all the way up to max level doing that. Will you buy this? 285 coins. That's probably more than Ristetsi would pay. We also don't need this. So if we sell that, then that just means that it'll come back up here like the Shadow Hand Dagger. If we need it again, we can cycle through her inventory to recover it, but we shouldn't. We should not need it. Okay. We are done here once again. Okay, now, there it is, the Pit of Fires. This is one of the locations I was trying to get on the map earlier, like way back at the beginning of the game when I was exploring all these different world map locations, and I couldn't find it. And this is why, as I think I said at the time, it is one of those places where it just doesn't spawn on the map until you have the quest. Or at least until you read that book. One or the other. Oh. Oh, look at this.
Well met, maiden.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Who are you?
I am Jahirad, a noble warrior from Flame Keep. These are my brave companions, Morrowind, Rindiak, and Frondo. Who might you be?
So get it, Jahira from Flame Keep, like Candle Keep. Right, so I don't know why he specifically is a reference to Jahira from Baldur's Gate. And then Morrowind, obviously, is an Elder Scrolls reference. Frondo, the halfling, you know what that is, surely. Lord of the Rings. Now, Rindiak, that one I don't know. If you know what that is a reference to or an Easter egg about or what have you, then by all means share, because I've never figured that one out.
I am known as Dr. B. Unni, Esquire.
Pray tell, what is your quest? Are you here to recover the famed blade of Xerxes?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
We too are here for the same purpose. We've been sent by Baron Sugg himself to retrieve the blade. A sizable fortune awaits our successful return.
I'm here for a much more noble purpose than coin.
He seems impressed. Truthfully, what might that be?
Demonic forces will consume the world lest I have the blade.
By the great god, Bull!
Get it? Like, that's a reference to Baal, of course, from Baldur's Gate, which I also played on the channel. But also, like, you know, are you spitting me a yarn? Like, is that Bull? Smacks his fist into his hand. What is the nature of this beast?
It prowls the night, feeding on the hearts of its victims.
Kills its victims one by one? That doesn't sound like a very big threat to the world.
How can you say that? Every life is sacred. I'm a doctor.
Of course it is, but there are many ways to kill a demon, my friend. Methinks you're after a bit of fortune yourself. Wish you luck in the adventure, but I shall give no quarter.
Are you insane? This isn't some fantasy world. This is reality.
Oh, like Legend of Kyrandia, yes. And this was, I mean, all of those other games were a little bit older than this one, Kyrandia, especially. Morrowind would have been a contemporary, but yeah, at least there's not a Rincewind. But no, that's a really good guess, because I can't think of anything else. So yeah, an anagram for Kyrandia, that's, oh man. And see, I would probably never have guessed that, because I only played the first Legend of Kyrandia game very recently here on the channel. So
I will pretend I did not hear your remarks, my friend. You are obviously filled with the thrill of the quest. I wish you luck, as I am sure you wish me and my companions.
No, actually.
So, wanted to show you that, but this is what happens if you lie.
It consumes its victim's life force by simply gazing at them.
And it grows in power after each killing?
Yes, it is already the size of a small mountain.
That seems a bit ludicrous.
Is it ludicrous when it sucks the life from small babies?
Gads, we must stop this beast now. Damned be our measly fortunes. You wait here, we shall return with the blade.
May the gods be with you.
Here is the blade, my friend. May the gods speed your journey.
Well, literally could not pick it up. There we go. So there's a number of ways to address this quest. That's just one of them. So, we can go in here, and of course, you can get the blade yourself. And the big difference, is... Actually, I don't know that there is much difference. I was trying to remember, like, there might be treasure or monsters. Perhaps that, that, like, they kill and you, or pick up and you don't get to do it. Oh no! My dress! Oh. Here comes the doggo. There we go. Good. So yeah, so I'm not 100% sure. I think maybe that's what it is. Okay. Let's see if we can get another one here. Hey, and that's a level. I have to get our shit repaired, but... that's okay, we can always do that. These things have a lot of defense, like damage reduction, so... hopefully that didn't destroy our dress. Check. Okay, good. Yes. No, we're all right.
An impressive attack.
Oh, we might take this one out. Yes, good. Excellent. All right. A level. Okay, we need 18 charisma to max that out, so this is going in here. I don't know why I bother looking at the map in places like this, because it only shows you places you've walked to, so... you can see why it's called the Pit of Fires. Here they come. Oh Lord, they coming. Bruh. Walked a long way before you took your turn like that. It's really fine, Virgil. So Nurse McGee will take care of me. Caledon Elite Sword, Magic Armor. And that is, I think that's an Amulet of Beauty. I believe that's it. Why is Nurse McGee all the way up there? Oh, there we go. It teleported to us. adventuring party is gone. Okay, we have the Blade of Xerxes, which means that we can address the demon problem now. So the last thing that we need to do on this side of the mountains is we need to go to Ashbury. And find that gentleman who can hopefully help us in the Whitechurch murders. Or the murder of Victor. Victor Misk. Like I said, he is dodgy, though. Well done, him. Already well towards, almost halfway to level 53, so can't complain. Okay, can you identify this? Should be... Oh, it's the Hellfire Medallion. Fire Flash Dot in combat. I was thinking it was an Amulet of Beauty, but no, that makes sense. Would you like to buy this? Ah. She would very much like to buy this. Good, because I don't need it. Well, the Blade of Xerxes is not actually magical. At least as far as the game is concerned, Okay, now speed things up a little bit. There we go. We could stop in Toronto and take a boat to Ashbury. But I actually kind of want the random encounters. Annoying as they can sometimes be. The gold, of course, isn't much. But that XP piles up. Actually, let's go ahead and do stop in Toronto. Because we also still need to get our stuff fixed. Thanks to those fire elementals. Et al. The docks. Go. Okay, now.
What is it that you want of me?
I don't think that old Virgil over here has got a lot of room for stuff. But he's got room for some stuff. He's used up those Morgana's tears and so on. Take that. And that is all he can handle over here. So sorry, I just saw that message. Yes, correct. You do not get to assign points manually. Each follower has a script that they follow, so as soon as you level up, then they just do a thing. Whatever that thing is going to be, they do it. And you don't get to actually assign points. There we go. He can hold all of our crafting materials. And then saw. Well, this should be enough. Still can't get rid of that. Yeah. This is Sparta. So let's see here. Let's do this. As much as possible. To free up some room. Okay, so let's see. Oh, our Vendigrothian padded leather gloves were damaged. That wasn't. Those weren't. Those were. Weird. Ah, that must be. That's why our dress actually survived. Is because they were damaging other armor. Can you fix something for me? Boom. 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 There we go. The gloves, or the boots, like it's okay, I think. Oh. Let's... There we go. Okay. That is it for us here. Okay, now, Sog. Right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so it's just this. Can you fix this, please? Excellent. Put your clothes back on. If we could find some large magic leather armor, that would be great. I would love that for us. Okay. Mystic leather armor is good. That's good. Good. Okay, so it was just his sword. Nice.
What is it that you want of me?
And Magnus, nothing... I don't think he even got into the fight. Oh, Harrow actually needs repaired. Wild. For all it matters. Fix this? Ha! And permanently reduced it. Well, it is what it is.
You?
We're gonna have to play this game again. Oh my gosh. This is so dumb. He won't just take the better weapon. We have to play inventory Tetris with him. There. Okay, that should be everybody. And now, to make up for lost time, we can just take the boat to Ashbury, I guess. Okay. Nice. Alright, now, Ashbury. I think that guy's house is over here. I'll stop at the herbalist anyway. Let us barter. Yes, definitely need that. Take the snake oil for sure. Take the sulfur pills. Do we need coca leaves? I think we do, actually. Yes, because we have a healing salve, so do that and that. There we go. Nice. Actually, let's come this way. Straight up don't remember what the address was. Not here. Oh no. Imagine. That would be horrifying, actually. Don't manifest that thought. This one? No. This is the guy who made the armor. Oh, and there we go. Yes, this was the whatchamacallit, the author, remember, that was writing that book? Here we go. It wouldn't take for a second. I think someone was in the way.
Help me, please. Sir, what has happened here? I'm a doctor. I was attacked. I've been wounded. It hurts. Oh God, it hurts.
That was someone teleporting away, was what that effect was.
Sir, who are you? How can I help?
Kendrick Wales. Perhaps you've heard of the book I wrote, The Curse of Tsenang?
Yes, I've read the book. That's why I'm here.
What do you mean?
Perhaps this isn't the best time, but I'm looking for Elmer Burbottom.
Burbottom? Oh, why are you looking for him?
Seems he's involved in something I'm investigating.
Listen, friend. I don't have much time. The weapon used on me, I think it was magical. I can feel the life leaving me even now. I am Elmer Burbottom.
You are? I don't understand.
Kendrick Wales was merely my pen name. I don't think anyone would buy a book by someone named Elmer Burbottom. It seems so trivial now.
And so you paid Wesley the butler for the information?
Yes. Now it seems that the death of Victor Misk is on my head as well. It seems none of us can escape the curse. Perhaps not even you.
Kendrick, save your strength. I'll get some help.
Sorry, my friend. I don't think there's anything to be done. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Tell the widow Misk I'm sorry.
Kendrick, hold on.
He dies. Oh, I literally only had shoes. Well, that's fine. Alright. We shall complete this quest, and I think that shall complete the stream. Here, over there, okay. Go this way. Solved yet another murder. And I'll show you one other thing as well. One of the reasons I said earlier is like that's all I'm going to say about the storyline with the half-ogres. Half-ogre, like, breeding program. The Whitechurch murders are a reference to the Whitechapel murders, too, you may recognize. Is that Wesley coming to work? No.
Hello, Mrs. Misk. Have you a moment? Certainly. I've found out who sold the information about Victor. You have? Who was it? Who else? The butler did it. I see. Well, I suppose you just never know about people, even the ones closest to you. Perhaps there was some justice in his untimely death. Thank you for your help, madam. What do you mean his untimely death? Haven't you heard? He was found in his home recently, a knife buried in his heart. Perhaps there was something to that curse after all. Well, I thank you for your help in the matter, madam. Indeed. Good day.
So there we go. We have closed another investigation. Yeah. Now we have to finish it. Can't just leave it half ogre. Not you. Here we go. It's up here in Great Wolf Terrace. I don't actually want to complete this, so here we go. Remember, this was Arthur Tyrant's house. Notice he's not here. Instead, there is this gnome. I'll save it just to make sure I don't screw up.
I'm glad you are here. You were working with Tyrant, were you not?
Who are you? Where is Tyron?
I do not know. I was meant to meet him here. We were to exchange information.
Oh, really? And what information would that be?
Information that's dangerous to possess. I've been on the same search as Tyrant and his colleagues, but I believe I have gone much deeper.
And what have you discovered?
I should be asking you that. You've recently acquired something damning to certain parties, have you not?
Perhaps.
Ah, I see you are wary. That is smart, as the trail we are following is a dangerous one. Very well, I will share with you the information I've gathered, and you can decide for yourself whether to believe me or not. I'm not certain how much of it I believe myself, but this is what I found out.
I'm listening.
About 55 years ago, a group of gnomes from various parts of Arcanum began to acquire large amounts of money from investments in the new technology. As their wealth and perceived influence began to grow, age-old prejudices began to surface. Gnomes were thought to be miserly thieves. The other races did not trust them to gain power. There were thefts, beatings, and threats. Mysterious letters in the night warning the little gnomes to keep their place. The gnomes tried human bodyguards to no avail. Any human that would be a bodyguard to a gnome at that time was, by definition, an untrustworthy, shiftless sort. At first they tried, unsuccessfully, to breed elves and orcs into some bestial magic hybrid to do their bidding.
The Siamese twins.
Exactly. But you know all about what happened with them now, don't you? It was a foolhardy idea to begin with, at any rate. Orcs have a natural dislike for gnomes, and the gnomes needed something much more docile. The next obvious choice seemed to be the half-ogres. Tired of being hunted, and the promise of large amounts of food gained the gnomes extremely loyal bodyguards. But there was a problem. An half-ogre was a very rare thing in those days, and with good scientific reasons for being so. And the gnomes without bodyguards were used as leverage against those protected. The greatest concentration of these gnomes were in Toronto, which was still a monarchy at the time. They pleaded with the king for his help, but the last thing the king wanted was a group of rich banker gnomes with power in his kingdom. The beatings continued, and the king and his court turned a blind eye to their plight. That was when, well, let's call him Mr. X, decided to act. This makes me think of Mr. X from Resident Evil. You know, like the remake, kicking his way through the walls suddenly. Bonjour! Mr. X hired a prostitute to go home with him one evening. He locked her in his basement, where he also happened to be keeping a full-blooded ogre. You can imagine what happened then. She died giving birth, as was to be expected, but Mr. X now had his future bodyguard. He recruited some other gnomes, and the kidnappings began in earnest. For safety's sake, they set up a breeding laboratory on the island you visited. Their plan wasn't working out as well as they'd hoped, as the women all died giving birth. The more prostitutes that disappeared, the more authorities were looking into their affairs. They decided to try surgical means of delivery, but the women were too sickly to survive that. This is when the king's hirelings discovered what was happening. Unfortunately for the king, though, the gnomes had become incredibly rich in this time. Rich enough, in fact, to purchase the king's murder and the kidnapping of the queen and her young son. Rumors began circulating immediately, pointing to the queen as the killer of her husband.
The queen was brought to the island, wasn't she?
Yes, she was the patient in the first successful operation. She mothered 3 before she passed, I believe. Soon after the Industrial Council gained power in Toronto, the disappearances of prostitutes began to slow down. but a mysterious rash of disappearances of the wives and daughters of the political enemies of the council began.
That's horrible.
They only lasted for a short time, however, as they had now bred enough half-ogre females to no longer need to rely on human breeders. They have hundreds of them now, kept in cages on a breeding farm somewhere. They keep the whole thing in a cloud of mystery by releasing half-truths, lies, and even real information through unstable individuals like Tyron.
So that no one believes any of it.
Exactly. Everyone believes it to be the imaginings of madmen and paranoids.
Is this all true?
That's a good question. We must not be too anxious to believe it because we want it to be true, or too anxious to disbelieve it because we want it to be false. We must remain neutral in our decision as to whether it is true or not.
What? That's absurd. It is either true or it isn't.
Then none of it is true. Well, maybe some of it.
I'll bring proof to the press. I'll expose this whole thing.
What do you have? Nothing. You have a journal that was left for you to find on purpose, which could have been written last week. What have you seen? I believe you saw an abandoned warehouse. Nothing more, save what your twisted imagination made it out to be. I love this. I've heard enough. I will now vent my frustration by killing you.
Why are you doing this?
We always need more converts to spread the word. You might have had real information, but now you don't know anything. What have I told you that is real? Feel free to tell anyone everything I have told you. I'm sure the press would love to hear your story. Perhaps. Good day to you, madam. It has been a pleasure. So, yes, there are 2 or 3 different endings to this questline, and they all wind up here. So it is the most interesting questline in the whole game, and also the most frustrating and disappointing, because it just comes to this. You can't expose them. If you go to the press, they just steal the journal and you don't get it back and the story doesn't run. And it doesn't matter if you do it here, like this newspaper, this branch, they tell you that it's too big a story for them to run and you need to go back to the headquarters in Toronto. And if you go to the one in Toronto, then the guy's like, oh my god, this is awful, and just takes the book and then doesn't run the story. And then if you ask about it, they just tell you, like, either that the guy you gave the book to wasn't the editor and never worked here and they don't know who you're talking about, or they just pretend that nothing happened and that they don't know anything. So it just ends here. So the conspiracy is still afoot, and you don't know for sure what's true, although all of the things that he said to me actually sound true. I'm pretty sure he gives you the truth. But like he said, it doesn't matter, which is horrible. So.
Hey, I don't understand why we're attacking such a decent type.
A decent
I won't
type?
do this for much longer.
Magnus, did you not hear his story? Magnus, my god. There. And he doesn't have anything, just, you know, a pocket watch. We still have the laboratory journal, but it doesn't mean anything. Literally nothing. So, yeah. That's how that goes down. Real shame. Real shame. Very frustrating. Some people will find it less frustrating than me. To me, it is the frustration that makes it disappointing. To other people, it's just good storytelling, and that's totally valid if that is how you feel about it. Because maybe it's meant to be frustrating. You are meant to feel like, damn, you know, they've got too much political power. I can't do anything about it. And that's awful. You are meant to feel like a conspiracy theorist, I guess. Like you are someone who knows the truth about this awful, terrible, huge thing that's happening in the background, and no one will believe you, and you can't stop it. And I assume that that was the intent. So to me, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth personally. But that's probably like, you know, my hero syndrome as a protagonist, as a gamer, being like, no, I should be able to solve the quest. I've got to stop. I'm going to be able to do the thing. How dare you? But
as far as a story goes, like inserted into this world with, you know, all of the backdrop and the context that Arcanum has given it, and all of the steps and hoops that you have to jump through to get there and to get to this point and find out what the ending is going to be. And then the way that it even forks and has multiple versions of this same inconclusive ending is actually really well done. And I think it accomplishes the intended purpose. So, there you go. So, we will be back with more Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is New York and Miami time here in the US. If you missed any episodes and you made it all the way to the end of this stream or this episode, if you're watching on YouTube in the future, thank you very much. I am grateful for the privilege of your time. And you can see the entire playlist of Arcanum, along with all of the other games that we've ever played on the channel over on YouTube if you're not already there. Feel free to browse. I'll be back on Monday as well with Specific Pixel. We'll be playing more of Baroque. That game is winding down. There's just a couple or 3 episodes left by my estimate unless something goes terribly wrong. We'll see. But I'm expecting that one to wrap up soon. So check it out. Feel free to catch up if you haven't watched the entire series with us already. Thursday, more Pokemon Crystal in our continuing challenge run where I am only allowed to use Pokemon that don't have any evolutions. And the following Monday, May the 20th, I will have more Wasteland 2 for y'all. And we will be investigating the old prison and meeting the Red Scorpion Militia face to face. Don't forget to mark your calendars for our Pride Month charity fundraiser stream coming up. It's going to be all day on June the 2nd, which is the first Sunday in June. I hope to see you there. And if you can't make it, that's totally fine. Just help spread the word, and that helps as well. So do follows and likes and subscriptions. And if you turn on the notifications button or leave a comment, all of those things are great for us. And you can follow for free on Patreon too. You do not have to pledge. Although if you want to, that's awesome. But, you know, following is still great. And even if you don't do any of those things and you just spent this time with me playing Arcanum, whether you talked in chat or just lurked, that's great too, and I appreciate it. I will catch y'all in the next one, and until then, as always, thanks for playing.